The Holy Gospel according to Luke, the 10th chapter, beginning with the 17th verse.
Glory to you, O Lord.
The 70 returned with joy, saying, Lord, in your name even the demons submit to us. He said to them, I watched Satan fall from heaven like a flash of lightning. See, I have given you authority to tread on snakes and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing will hurt you. Nevertheless, do not rejoice at this, that the spirits submit to you, but rejoice that your names are written in heaven. This is the gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, O Christ.
Dear friends in Christ, grace be unto you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Today is a rather peculiar day in the life of the church here. Michael and all angels. In fact, it's so peculiar, Joe intercommed me one day and said, are you sure about this day? Michael and angels and all these weird lessons? I said, yes, that's one we're going to use. And it's starting out by talking about the archangel Michael. And we heard in two of the lessons today, Michael shows up first in the Old Testament book of Daniel. And he is this great protector of the people of God, protector and watching over the Jewish people. And then much later, at the very end of Scripture in the Revelation of John, Michael shows up again. And he's engaged with the armies of God in the so-called War of Heaven, where Satan and his angels are cast out of heaven, and Michael, of course, is victorious. And through the generations since that time, he has been known as the one who watches out, protects, and guards God's people from the power of the evil one. And I like this word guard, because the angels seem to be these divine beings who guard us from the power of evil. That's where the term guardian angel comes from. And for many years in my own life, I have always believed that we do have a guardian angel who watches over us and guards us in the way and protects us from the power of evil. This came home to me in a real way a couple years ago, this past January. It was a cold winter day, and I was on my way to Rochester to make a hospital visit. A very nasty day, and I was down by Monticello, and I happened to be in the passing lane on I-94, and there was lots of trucks on the road that morning, and all of a sudden a huge chunk of solid ice and rock, must have been frozen sand and ice, flew off the top of a semi-trailer, and I could see it coming. And my first reaction was, it's going to come right through the windshield. And I let up on the gas and kind of crouched down behind the dash, and boom, it hit the front of the hood. And the impact was so strong, it released the hood latch, and I was going 65 miles an hour. And the hood flew up and came back and took out the windshield and buckled the roof on the car. So here I am, going 65 miles an hour with the hood up, and I could hear my guardian angel gasp. It went, "Ah!" And fortunately, you have this feeling you're going to hit the person in front of you because you can't see anything. So I just happened to look out the window, and thank goodness that white stripe is painted along the highway there. And I was able to slow down slightly and get over to the right-hand lane and ultimately to the shoulder. And I got the car stopped right on that exit sign for Monticello. That large Catholic church is on the left, and there's a big Chevy dealer on the right. And I still had my life. Literally about 3 minutes later, a state trooper pulled up behind me. He walked up to the car, and I was sitting there probably white as a ghost and shaking, and he said, that was some mighty fine driving you just did. And I said, you saw what happened? And he said, well, yes, this corridor from Monticello to Minneapolis is part of the nuclear power plant emergency evacuation route. And I said, what does that mean? He says, we've got cameras everywhere. So your driving is recorded on videotape. So anyway, the car was totaled out, but I was thankful that the guardian angel had been there. Now, when I go out on road trips, I know my guardian angel always goes with me, but since that day, he always brings an extra pair of underwear. Now, this gives us a really wonderful opportunity to talk about joy. Now, there is a connection. This is a peculiar sermon in a way, but we're going to get there. In the gospel lesson for today, Jesus sent out these 70 followers in his name, and they went out and did all kinds of this holy work in God's name. And they had great success in their work. And they came back and told Jesus, this is unbelievable. Even the demons and Satan, they obey our word, and it's amazing. And Jesus said, yes, I saw Satan fall from heaven like a flash of lightning, and he commended them for their spiritual prowess. But then he said, do not rejoice at that, but rejoice that your names are written in heaven. Rejoice, joy. It raises the question then, where is the joy in our life? Where is this theme of joy that should be present and manifest in our lives? And I think here is where sometimes as Christian people we get a little confused about this issue of joy. Because I think we think of two different things. And what I tried to get at with the children this morning is that there's a vast difference between happiness and joy. Now, happiness is that state of being where something is really good, you're content, you're in the middle of a pleasurable experience of some kind, some circumstances come along, something happens that makes you happy. And interestingly enough, happy is used in the Bible some 30 times. There's nothing wrong with being happy. There's nothing wrong with enjoying some bit of good fortune. There's nothing wrong with an event or an experience that makes you just happy to be alive today. This is a good thing. Now, we all have things in life that make us happy. It might be some material thing. It might be a trip of some kind. It might be a day like today that's going to be absolutely beautiful, and you can spend it with some friends or with family. All of these things can make us happy. But there's one dangerous pitfall about all the things the world can bring to us that make us happy. And the danger is that it's all transient. It's all temporary. It's all transitory. I mean, it's another set of T's would be, it's here today and it's gone tomorrow. Happiness seems to come and go. Happiness seems to be based on some little bit of luck for today. Happiness might be that temporary winning streak at the casino, but you know it's not going to last. And even this business of spending time with a dear loved one like grandma, ultimately even that will be temporary. Because in the end, there's nothing in this world that will last. And so I think we get confused, and if we're not having a happy day, then we somehow think, well, I guess we don't have a joyful existence, at least today. But that's different. I'm talking about happiness right now. Happiness is based on things that come from the outside onto us or to us or with us, and we say, oh, now I'm happy now. Joy, on the other hand, is something quite different. Joy is what wells up within us. It comes from the inside. Joy is from God. Joy is knowing that our names are written in heaven, as the gospel lesson would say. And joy appears 300 times in the scriptures. It's 10 times more common than happiness. Joy is important. We could have a very unhappy day, but still have joy in our heart. I have witnessed this firsthand in working with people that are in the midst of heartbreaking tragedy and sadness in their life. And yet, underlying all of that hardship and unhappiness is a never-failing sense of joy, knowing that God is with them. God will work this out. The future is bright because God has promised. And so what does this have to do with Michael and all the angels? We know that the angels of God are guarding us and protecting us as we journey through our earthly life. Until that day that we stand on the shores of heaven and we meet Jesus face to face, and we're ushered to this everlasting banquet table, and we sit down with all the people of God who have gone before us. And there's happy reunion with parents and loved ones and grandparents and all the saints of God. And Jesus himself will break the bread and pour the wine. And we enter into this celebration of everlasting victory and everlasting life. Thanks be to God. This is the joy that will last for all eternity. Amen.